You're a Megalodon, the biggest shark to ever swim in the ocean, 60 feet long, weighing over 50 tons. Literally the king of the ocean. Nothing dares to mess with you. But then, crunch. What just happened? The monster responsible for your downfall is the Leviathan, a 57-foot monster who has a bigger jaw and is 10 times more faster than you. But let's rewind a bit. The Leviathan wasn't always such a menace. See, you start your life about 9.9 million years ago in the waters around South America as a small baby, about 13 feet long. Pretty big for a newborn. However, you aren't born ready to fend for yourself since you're just a small newborn mammal. So for the first few months, you're basically glued to your mom as she defends you. Because let's face it, everything in the ocean wants to eat you. Giant sharks, massive squids, and even other leviathans. Because they're that hungry down there. But luckily, over time, you will get stronger because you suck down your mom's milk like a boss. Sure, it's not as tasty as like a Starbucks Frappuccino, but it's protein and you need a ton. Around 800 kilograms of protein per day. You start out small, but very soon, you're gonna be very big. You'll be giving Megalodons the side eye thinking, should have stayed in the shallow waters, kid. You're now a 20-foot long toddler with too much energy, zooming through the ocean like you chugged some bottles of Red Bull and Monster together. You're out here chasing anything that moves, harassing fish, and getting into fights with creatures way out your league at the time. But soon enough, you learn the hard way that not everyone appreciates your toddler energy. A massive Mosasaurus decides that you look like a snack and starts chasing you down. Scared for your life, you run as fast as possible, but just as the Mosasaurus catches up to you, your mom comes in clutch. She slaps the poopy out of him. It runs away like a loser, and you realize that maybe, just maybe, you're not quite ready to aura farm in the ocean yet. So you get disappointed, but not for too long, cause a few years go by and you're not just a toddler now. You've grown much bigger, 30 feet long. But you're still not the king of the ocean though, but you're getting there. At this point, you're doing more of your own thing, like exploring and testing your new strength around the ocean to help hunt for food. You instantly start scanning for some fresh meat, sea serpents, juvenile megalodons, and crocodiles. But you look for something a little more tastier and easier to catch. You spot a pod of ancient whales, your distant relatives, cause they're just a little slower. So you charge ahead full speed with your mouth wide open like you've just entered an Asian buffet. And bam! You ran into its side like you were holding a serious grudge. Your sharp teeth cleanly slice the skin and cartilage. Blood fills the ocean like a scene straight out of Jaws. All its friends are traumatized and run to get therapy. With a final bone-crushing bite, you snap its life away. It's over, and you've made your first real kill. You're not the ocean's little pup anymore. Nuh-uh. You're a real predator, like EDP. Hold up, not that kind of predator. I meant a stone-cold killer predator. Completely satisfied with your first kill, you feel proud. Then you pat yourself on the back, mentally, because you know, you got no hands, and say, hey, I'm doing pretty good. You're finally reaching adulthood now, around 40 feet long and weighing approximately 48 tons. But raw power isn't everything you have. You've also gotten a lot smarter. You're hunting with other leviathans. It's like playing with the OP Fortnite squad. You and your pod learn how to surround prey, chase them into dead zones, and take them down efficiently. You're no longer just surviving, you're enjoying living life now. One day, you and your pod come across a big megalodon, bigger than any shark you've ever seen. You get kinda nervous but strategize with your pod members and come up with a good plan. You bait it into a corner, right, and take turns attacking it. The megalodon also retaliates, but after a long fight, you finally defeat the guy. Even though you won, it was a close call. You're all battered up and barely got away. But the message seems clear. Even the infamous megalodon isn't safe from your hands. Now, years have passed. You're a fully grown monster, over 50 feet long, weighing 60,000 pounds, and armed with the strongest bite force of any known mammal. See, each one of your teeth are nearly a foot long. And you know what else is a foot long? But anyways, unlike modern whales that filter feed or scavenge, you're a hyper carnivore. That makes you eat meat and lots of it. And what you eat are megalodons. Truly a king's meal. But unfortunately, that won't last very long, cause you're getting old. Your teeth have worn down because of the constant hunting throughout your life. During your final stages in life, you expect to sit back and relax until you pass away. However, the world begins to change. Ocean temperatures drop, prey populations decline, and worst of all, a new kind of whale called the early baleen whale emerges. Smaller, faster, and more agile. These newcomers aren't the slow giants you once feasted on. They dart, they evade, and they don't make for easy targets. So because of that, food becomes scarce, and every failed hunt drains your strength. You watch as your friends slowly die off due to lack of food. You yourself become weaker and weaker, and then one day, it happens. The last Leviathan takes its final breath. Your reign ends, and your kind is sadly forgotten. Or so it seems. Millions of years later, in the deserts of Peru, a group of paleontologists stumbles upon something massive. They brush away layers of dust, and what they find shouldn't exist. A fossilized skull over 10 feet long, with teeth the size of their forearms. And as they unearth more, they realize that this was a Leviathan, a beast so powerful that even in death, you still strike fear into the hearts of the modern world. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. What else is crazy is you clicking on this video on screen to see what it's like to be a Megalodon.